One bright and sunny morning, Masha and Bear were enjoying a peaceful day in the forest. Bear was relaxing in his cozy little house, while Masha was bouncing around with excitement as usual. Suddenly, she came running into the house, waving an old, tattered map she had just found in the forest. "Bear! Bear! Look what I found!" Masha exclaimed, her eyes shining with excitement. Bear looked up from his book, raising an eyebrow. "What is it, Masha?" "It's a treasure map," Masha said, holding it up triumphantly. "And I bet the treasure is something super magical." Bear chuckled softly. "Well, Masha, we've had our fair share of adventures, but a treasure hunt sounds interesting. Let's see where this map leads." With that, Masha and Bear set off into the forest, following the mysterious map. The trees were tall and lush, and the air was filled with the sounds of birds and rustling leaves. As they walked deeper into the forest, Masha's curiosity grew. She bounced ahead, searching for any clues that might lead them closer to the treasure. "Do you think the treasure is big, Bear?" Masha asked eagerly, glancing back at him. "I'm sure it's big enough to be worth the search," Bear replied with a smile, keeping his eyes on the map. The map led them through winding paths, across sparkling streams, and past towering oak trees. As they continued their journey, the forest began to feel more magical. Glowing fireflies appeared, lighting up the path, and the trees seemed to whisper with the wind. It was as if the forest itself was guiding them towards the treasure. "Look, Bear!" Masha cried, pointing ahead. "The map shows a spot just up ahead." The pair arrived at a clearing, where a beautiful glowing treasure chest lay buried beneath a pile of vines. Masha immediately ran over to it, excitement bubbling over. She pulled the vines away with all her strength, and as she did, the chest began to glow brighter. Bear looked around, sensing something magical in the air. "Masha, be careful. It looks like the forest is reacting to what you're doing." Masha didn't listen. She was too excited to care. With one final tug, she managed to open the chest. Inside there was a shimmering golden light that filled the clearing. Masha gasped in awe, but when the light cleared, they found no gold or jewels, but a glowing crystal-like stone. "Is this the treasure?" Bear asked, puzzled but intrigued. "It must be," Masha said, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's so beautiful." As she held the stone, it began to glow even brighter, and the forest around them seemed to come alive. The trees swayed, and the ground hummed with energy. Masha and Bear looked at each other, realizing that the treasure was not just a material possession. It was something far more special. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the trees. "Thank you for finding the Heartstone. You have proven that the true treasure of the forest is not gold or jewels, but the magic of friendship and the journey you share together." The voice faded, leaving Masha and Bear in a peaceful silence. Bear smiled and placed a gentle paw on Masha's shoulder. "You were right, Masha. This was a magical treasure after all," Bear said, his deep voice warm with affection. Masha grinned and nodded. "The best part is that we did it together." As they made their way back home, the forest seemed even more magical than before, filled with sparkling lights and soft whispers. Masha and Bear realized that the true treasure of their adventure wasn't the glowing Heartstone. It was the bond they shared and the memories they had created together. And from that day on, they kept the Heartstone in Bear's house, a reminder that the greatest treasures are the adventures and friendships we find along the way.